Welcome back to Maury's Music. It's almost here. The NAMM show is just a few days away. We've seen one brand new Martin revealed every day along the way, just as promised. And today's big reveal is the DSS-17 Whiskey Sunset. In solid mahogany back and sides with a solid spruce top, dressed up in a beautiful Whiskey Sunset finish. Let's reach out to our friend Spoon Phillips of One Man's Guitar in Brooklyn, New York. Spoon, I know you've wanted to talk about these slope-shoulder dreadnoughts for a while now.
Good morning, Maury. I hope you're keeping warm in this January cold snap. But even though we had a blue moon on a very cold night, it looks like it's going to be a warm Whiskey Sunset kind of day, thanks to this new DSS-17 Whiskey Sunset. As you know, dreadnought-sized guitar with slope shoulders in the 17 series, with that gorgeous Whiskey Sunset burst that is exclusive to the 17s. And I think this extra large slope shoulder dread top is the perfect canvas for the Whiskey Sunset, because you have those big round wide sloped shoulders in the upper bout that are jet black, and then you get this gradual warming and brightening of that Whiskey Sunset that it goes down through the bottom bout. I like to call it a butterscotch color, and it kind of reminds me of a warm fire reaching up into a cold night.
Don't you think it's more than about time that the 17 series got a large body size?
Oh yes, absolutely. People have asked me for a long time, when was Martin going to bring out a 17 series model that had a large body? And I wasn't allowed to tell them, but now they're finally here. Not only is it a D17, it's a DSS. Now this is breaking some ground. Chris Martin's first design of a 14 fret slope shoulder dreadnought Martin came out in 2002 with the CEO4 special edition. There was also the CEO6 and some other special editions that had this same shape. These are the first slope shoulder dreadnoughts, along with the new DSS 15M Streetmaster model, to make it into Martin's regular catalog. These are regular Martin models, and it fits perfectly into the 17 series. When Chris Martin gave the 17 series its refresh a few years ago, he wanted a special mystique that was inspired by guitars from the 1930s. This was a time of great innovation and evolution and constant change in guitar design, as the most famous makers to the most obscure were trying to come up with designs that would take advantage of the energy potential in steel strings.
Many of our viewers might not know, but up until the 1930s, Martin only made the classic slope shoulder design, way back when guitars only had gut strings. While steel strings did start around the early 1900s, it wasn't until about the 30s that they really took off.
They invented the first modern 14 fret steel string guitar designed specifically for steel strings, in 1929. By 1934, their 14 fret models had completely taken over their line and have gone on to influence just about every flat top acoustic guitar you see now that has steel strings.
As you implied, Martin didn't put 14 fret necks on slope shoulder Ds until modern times, and only on special editions. But now we have the beautiful DSS-17 Whiskey Sunset available at a very attractive price point.
And this too fits in with that 17 series mystique that Chris Martin wanted to evoke. Guitars from the 1930s. This was the era of the Great Depression, when mail-order catalogs like Sears and Roebuck and Montgomery Ward were supplying modest average Americans with affordable acoustic guitars that they could be proud of. They were lightly built, so they were easy to play. They were lightly braced, and they had thin satin finishes, so the bodies could resonate tone very easily. They often had Western motifs, and this Whiskey Sunset slope shoulder dreadnought fits right in to that 17 series.
This 14 fret slope shoulder dreadnought also has Martin's high performance neck which makes for great playability.
And I believe these are going to sell like hotcakes. As I said, many people have asked me when the 17 series was going to get a dreadnought, and now they have a sloped shoulder dreadnought. That beautiful Whiskey Sunset look. I think these things are going to be really popular really quickly.
And as Spoon rides off into that Whiskey Sunset, I'll say check back with us tomorrow for another big Martin reveal video.
Well, I look forward to it. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you then.